Welcome to Study Loop.
Let's talk about income inequality in the US. And specifically since the 1970s. And this might be a specific time of interest because it was relatively stable before then. And so, since we want to discuss income inequality and how it's changed, we're kind of interested in how do we calculate it? And to do this, we look at quintiles of earnings. And furthermore, we can depict this quintiles of earnings in a graph that we call a Lorenz curve. So, to look at income inequality quintiles, we would take everyone in the country and look at their income and order and group them by lowest to highest. And quintiles means we split it up into fifths. If it was quartiles, it would be fourths. And so we order it in the 20th, 40th, 60th, 80th, and then finally the 100th percentiles. And basically, this can tell us how equal the distribution is of income by quintile. And we want to see if there's a big difference between the lowest earners and the highest earners to tell what's the level of income inequality. And the way we show this is once again by the Lorenz curve, or how we can see it clearly. So I'll start graphing the Lorenz curve here. On the x-axis, we have the quintiles of earnings. Which, as we saw, we're splitting up into fifths. And on the y-axis, we have the cumulative share of income. And to see how unequal the distribution is, our relative level of perfect equality is a 45-degree line. And this basically tells us if the share of income is proportional to the quintile. So basically, there would be an equal distribution. If you think about it, at 45 degrees, it means every share of income is equal to the distribution of the quintiles. And this means that it is perfect equality. So now that this is our relative of perfect inequality, our relative point, the more bad a perfect line at 45 degrees means there is perfect equality. And then if the Lorenz curve were to bow out away from the 45-degree line, that means the income distribution is more unequal. This is telling us there is a big gap between the proportion of highest earners and lowest earners. So now coming back over here to our point of interest in the US, since the 1970s, this Lorenz curve became more bowed out. Which means that there was increased income inequality.